Hi everybody, welcome to day 5. Making sure I got all the computers set up correctly, and it all looks good. So when you hop on, if you could let me know that you're here and where you're from and how's the weather where you're at. We have rain today. We're very pleased. I got snow in the mountains, which is about an hour away from us, and that's wonderful to see. So hopefully some of the fires will slow down a bit. But let me know when you're here and where you're from, and we'll just wait for a couple minutes till people start jumping in. From the Midwest, and it's sunny. Awesome. So I'm in Billings, Montana, and a couple of days ago we had the air conditioner running because it was very warm, and now we have the heater running because it's cold and wet and rainy. So that's typical for Montana. We kind of go from hot to cold and back. There are not that many days of in between. I love spring and fall, but there's not that many days of really comfortable weather. That works. Kristen, thanks for coming, and I'm glad you've enjoyed it. And Oklahoma, very sunny and hot. Awesome. I spent a summer in Oklahoma when I was 16. I have some very good friends there. Southern California, overcast. Now Naples, Florida, no power there still. But is he doing okay, Heather? I've been thinking about them all week, and I'm kind of glad I'm in Montana. We have a lot of cold air and hot temperatures in the summer, but we don't have any. Nothing really horrible happens. Not very often. Kentucky, thanks guys so much for joining us. He's okay. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Minnesota, sunny and warm in Minnesota. Well, I wonder if the rain's coming over to you there. So welcome everybody. Welcome to day 5 of this 5-day challenge, 5 days to a clean and organized home. And I'm so glad you've been on this journey with me. Thank you so much for getting on and doing the tasks, and it's just really exciting to see so many people changing their homes and making a difference. And I'm glad you guys have been here this week. So if you are just hearing about this for the first time, don't worry. You can still sign up. You can click on the link in the video description, or if you're on Instagram, you can go to nourishingminimalism.com, and there will be a pop-up that talks about it. And let's see. And if you are just signing up for the first time, I will be sending out a recap page. Today's Friday. It's today. I will be sending that out this afternoon. So go ahead and sign up if you don't want to miss out on those things, and it will have all the videos and all the tasks that I sent out through email and everything for you there. And please register for the webinar tomorrow. It's going to be so much fun. There's already over 1,500 people signed up, so it's going to be great. The energy in the webinars are amazing, and it's so exciting to be able to talk to everybody and see all the comments. It's really awesome. So I hope you do that. And if you have something going tomorrow during the webinar, which is 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, it's 11 a.m. for those of us in Mountain Time. But if you have something going already, there will be a replay link sent out if you register for it. So don't worry about it, but do try to show up live, because you'll get so much more out of it if you're there while we're all on together. So this week has been all about creating the foundation for a clean and organized home. When you have those regular cleaning routines in place, and we talked about evaluating your time and finding the time to get this done and making it a priority in your life. We talked about shifting your mindset and how much impact that makes when you just view things differently or more positively. And we've talked about establishing daily routines and making sure that the dishes get done and the counters get clean and having a set time to do that, so it frees up the mental space that it was taking up of always trying to remember the things that you're supposed to be doing during the week. And today we're going to talk about decluttering, and actually effective decluttering. And I will go into this more tomorrow during the webinar, so this is just what I can get into, 20, 30 minutes on live stream today. So once all your foundation's in place and you have your routines of getting the dishes done and the counters clean and throwing the trash away, then it helps you perspective on life, and the motivation and the inspiration to declutter will come. I know that's a big thing for a lot of people is, well, I'm just not motivated to do it. So you take action, you get something done, and the motivation will come and you will be inspired to do more. You have to take that first step of action first. As you declutter your home, it's important to keep in mind what you want your life to look like. And I will talk about this more tomorrow during the webinar. But most of us have this ideal in our mind of what we think our life should look like. And for me, I got married young. I was 18 and I had a baby about a year later. And I've looked young my entire life. I've looked very young. So I'm not kidding. When I moved into my apartment with my husband, everybody thought I was 12. And they thought he was my dad, and we were only a year apart, so it is what it is. They did think I was 12 years old, and so it kind of shocked them when they found out that we were married and I was expecting a baby, and then I had two more, like right away. My second son was born 12 months later, and my third son was born 16 months after that, and so there I was, 21 with 3 kids under 3. My oldest was 2.5 when my youngest was born. My third, not my youngest anymore. When my third was born, and I would walk through the mall, and I would get dirty looks from people because I know they were thinking like, oh, look at that teenage mother, and I wasn't. I was 21. I was married, but that was very hard for me to face. And at one point, I think I was around 23, and I was asked to facilitate a table at one of the MOPS groups in our area. And if you guys don't know about MOPS, it's Mothers of Preschoolers, and it's nice. It helps moms who are stuck at home in the preschool phase get out and get connected and have some me time, and it's a good ministry. So I was asked to facilitate a table there, and it was very challenging because I did have 3 kids, and I'd been parenting for longer than a lot of the moms that were there, but I was at the very least 10 years younger. Most of the moms were in their 30s, and they'd had their career, and now they were settling down and having a family, and every response to me was very condescending, and it was very, very hard for me. So my whole, I don't know, probably the first 10 years of being a mom was me trying to prove that I was a responsible adult and I was capable of doing this, and I wanted to be respected, and I wanted to be valued, and I wanted people to listen to what I had to say, and that it didn't happen. So, well, like they do now that I'm 40, and that comes with maturity, I think. But it's okay. I don't hold it against them. But I did try to live my life for that, I tried to get them to see that I was responsible. And everything I picked out, from my decorations, from the vehicle I drove, from the hobbies that I had, everything I picked was because I wanted other people to view me a certain way. And that's not me. That's not who I was. The truth is, I like funky things. I like bright colors and unexpected things, and I like to paint. So this is, you can see one of my paintings here. It's like bright lime green. I'll show it to you guys, and it's got a bird on it. I just love stuff like this. So for a long time, no one knew about that. That would be hidden away in my art books and my journals, because in my mind, I didn't think that that's what a responsible adult woman with so many kids would have in her house. And now, 20 years later, I have finally accepted that I just don't care. And some of that's maturity, when you're just comfortable with yourself. But a lot of that has to do with minimalism, and through this journey and realizing what's important to me, and having my home the way that I need it to be, not someone else, or having things around me that I enjoy, that uplift me, that give me energy and make me feel good. And it doesn't matter how people view me, as long as I'm happy in my surroundings. Because after all, who's the one that lives in your home, 24/7? Everybody else visits every now and then. And so this has helped me embrace my authentic self. Everything else was wearing a mask. And it's not a fun place to be when you're trying to wear a mask and present something different than you actually are. So when you're sorting through your home and you're deciding what is essential and what is not essential, think about that. Think about your true authentic self. Think about how you want to live and who you are and what your interests truly are. So don't keep certain books because you want to present yourself a certain way. I know this can come with certain occupations, because if you went to school for something and you are I don't know, a lawyer or a doctor or whatever it is, people have certain expectations of what you have in your home, and don't keep those. If you don't use them, there is no need to keep them. Don't keep gardening supplies if you don't enjoy gardening. Don't keep craft supplies if you don't enjoy doing crafts. There's people who enjoy doing crafts, and there's people who enjoy having the artistic works but not having put out the effort. They can appreciate what someone else did, and that's okay. You don't have to be crafty. You can still enjoy that. And don't keep fancy dinnerware if you're just one that wants to go meet your friends for pizza. It's okay. And don't keep dry clean only clothes if you are not one to ever go to the dry cleaner. And don't keep something that needs ironing if you hate ironing. There are companies that make clothes that you can throw into a suitcase and wrinkle it up and pull it out, and it's beautiful and it doesn't need to be pressed or steamed. So go invest in those type of clothes and save yourself that task that you don't enjoy doing. That's me. I don't iron. I have an ironing board and an iron for different projects. I do like to sew, and I don't do that too often, but a couple of times a year I'll get out my sewing machine and do a project. I enjoy quilting. I enjoy making clothes for my kids, and so I have that stuff, but it's only for my sewing. I never iron clothes. So on to the task. Okay, I need to read Kathy's comment here. She said, "Hi, Olympia, Washington. I don't think that changes. Age gives you strength to do what you want and not worry about it. I'm 65 and just started to do what I like and I want." Good job, Kathy. I think we all come to that eventually in our life, so that's awesome. I'm glad you can embrace who you are and not worry about it now. Okay, so on to the task for today. I want to talk to you about exactly how to declutter. And I'm just going to walk you through this one project. So today I want you to sort your cooking utensils. So I know some of you have already done it, and some of you have already been on your decluttering journey for a while, and you've already done this. So good job. When I liked cooking, I enjoy cooking, and I've been to quite a few Pampered Chef parties, and I do have a lot of friends that have the caddies that hold all the different gadgets, and it's cool. They make cool stuff, but you need to look at them in the thought of, does this help you live the life you want to live, and does this is it really useful to you? So there are a lot of tools that make our lives easier, and if you use them, don't get rid of them. Remember, minimalism is supposed to help you enjoy life. So you don't want to make life harder for yourself if you're getting down to I have just a few knives in my drawer, sharp knives. But one of them is a tomato knife, and I like my tomato knife. It's a Pampered Chef one. I enjoy it. The kids can cut tomatoes with it. It's good. Do I need it? No, because my chef's knife works perfectly well for cutting tomatoes. If I keep it sharp, it works great. And so it's not a necessity. But it's one that makes my life easier, and I keep it. And that's okay. You don't have to have, just like we were talking about with my idea of like why I had my house decorated the way I did, it's the same. You do this for yourself to make your life easier, and having a ton of different knives is not going to make your life easier, because then you have more to wash and you have more to take care of, and you have to fumble through the knives to find which one you want, and that doesn't. But do keep enough that it simplifies life and your tasks that you find yourself doing. And we all have different things. Some of us cook from scratch all the time, and we're going to need different supplies in our kitchen than the people who don't cook from scratch at all, or the people who just cook rarely. Keep what's useful to you. So I think of the pineapple corer. And if you live in Hawaii and you eat fresh pineapple all the time, then by all means, have a pineapple corer. It helps. It's an awesome tool. But if you eat a pineapple fresh, like maybe once a year, I think it's been probably 3 years since I bought a fresh pineapple. And that does not justify keeping a pineapple corer. It's not that much work to cut up a pineapple with just a knife and save yourself that space in the drawer. And same with a melon baller. I remember having a melon baller in my drawer for the first 10 years, and I might have used it once. I don't know. I think I did try it out once, and then I decided I didn't like making fruit salad with a melon baller. And now I make fruit salad just by cutting them up into squares, and it works much faster than a melon baller. But think through that and think, well, when was the last time I used it? Does it really make my life easier? Do I enjoy using it? And there are things that you might keep for things you do a couple times a year. So one of the gals that commented on my task today, which I was really thankful for because it reminded me that I should talk about this, is she has a couple of tools that she uses several times a year. And so she decided to take those out of her utensil drawer and put them in a box on a shelf in her pantry, which is a wonderful idea. I have that. I I have a couple things, like I have a candy thermometer, and I have a cherry pitter, and trying to think what else I have up there. There's just about 5 items in that one container that I find I do use, because I like making candy sometimes, and honestly, it's the marshmallows. I like making homemade marshmallows. But, and we have a cherry tree in the backyard. It's a pie cherry, and so this year we had an amazing amount of cherries. It was wonderful. It was I think I made 4 cherry pies, and then I put enough for 1 more in the freezer, and I made cobbler. Anyway, I had quite a lot of cherries, so we used the cherry pitter. But now cherry season is over, and I don't need that anymore. So that is stored away in that container on the top shelf in the other room, and that makes the rest of the year easier, because I'm not always trying to dig underneath those things to get to the utensils that I actually use. So if you're asking yourself those questions of when was the last time I used it, does it make my life easier, and do I enjoy using it? And the answer is I don't know, or rarely. Then free up the space in your utensil drawer and give it to a donation center. We have a tendency to keep tools just in case, like old spatulas, and maybe they're sticky or they're melted or something, and we tend to reach for the other one instead, but we leave that in there just in case other things are dirty and we need a spatula. Just get rid of it. I have found that it is nicer to wash whatever is in the sink if I'm in need of it than it is to reach for something that I don't enjoy using and try to make do with that. So do yourself a favor with that and get rid of the things that you don't enjoy using. Mona says, it sounds like we need to know who we are in life and find our sweet spot of stuff. Yes, that's it. So let's see. After you've sorted out your drawer, so what I have you do, what I would like you to do, is to take everything out and examine it and put back the things that you know you love and you use regularly. Put those back right away, because you know you want those, and then look at everything that's left and really evaluate if you can use it, if it's helpful to you, and minimize as much as possible, because it's very pleasant to be in your kitchen and cooking and open your utensil drawer and find exactly what you need right away, instead of having to dig through, or if you can't see the bottom of your drawer, then you probably have too many utensils. So even mine, if you look at my home tour on my blog, I cheated a little bit with that one, because I have two drawers, and I laid them out really pretty so you can see everything that I have. But I end up keeping one drawer has all my flat stuff. So it has my spatulas and wooden spoons that I use all the time and I love, and it's a kind of a skinny drawer. So I put those in there, and then I have my bigger drawer, which if you put everything in there, I'm taking a picture of it, it's not very easy to see everything, so I kind of spread it out in the picture, and it looks way nicer than it normally does, because when you shut drawers and open drawers, they kind of jumble around. But don't have so many that you can't open your drawer, or that you can't reach to the bottom easily and get what you need. And also, don't worry about buying organizational stuff for it. I do have in my main drawer, I have a basket, and it's from the dollar store, and it holds the can opener and the pizza cutter and whatever is that size that's just shorter. And it fits on one side of the drawer, and then on the other side of the drawer I have my ladle and my long spoon and my whisk and spatula and barbecue tongs. So that's where that's where, like, just use what you have. If you just have a shoebox that fits the size you need, use that. Don't worry about having it beautiful and perfect. There will be plenty of time after you've decluttered your entire house. You can go buy that organizational stuff if you actually need it. Most of the time you'll find that when you get rid of all the excess, you don't need a lot of things to organize. Organizational stuff is for clutter mostly. And so when you get rid of all the excess, all the clutter, then you don't need all the different organizational things. Like, everything will fit because you only have what you need. And then, you know, if you need that beautiful organizational stuff afterwards, you can reward yourself for decluttering your whole house, and you can buy some beautiful things to put in there that's all color coordinated and everything. That would be a great reward. So when you sign up for my online course, this is what I do. I break it down into daily small tasks that are doable, and I spread it out over 10 weeks so it's not an overwhelming thing. And the point of that is to not be overwhelmed and discouraged and quit, and also to develop more of a habit and change your thinking as you go for lasting success. Because if you go and attack your house and get rid of everything in a weekend, which for some people that is possible, but it's not changing your mindset. So it's going to be very easy to bring stuff back into the house, because as you take time and you go slow and you shift your thoughts process, the more you get rid of, the more you see of, I don't know, you just think different. Like, after you've gone through your whole kitchen, and then you go and you work on another area of your house, you can come back through and do another round in your kitchen and find more things to get rid of, because you're more honest with yourself. Like, oh, well, you know, I really don't need this, and I'm not going to use it. And it's a long process. So be patient with yourself, and chunk it down into small, doable tasks. So I want to encourage you guys to tag your accountability buddy and see how they did today on this task. And I know a lot of people, like, in the group said they have already been through their utensils, which is awesome. And some people said they found more to get rid of. So good. That's great. I think on average, I think people have to go through their kitchen about 3 times before they find that spot of it's very efficient and it's wonderful. Just because we have to overcome that mental thing and just be honest with ourselves and what we use and what we want to use. So Heather says, truth, organizational stuff is for clutter. I wish I knew that my whole life. At least I'm waking up to it now. I know, when I started, that's what I did. I went and bought those type of things, like cleaning supplies and organizational supplies, because, well, that's supposed to solve your problems, right? And it wasn't. It just added more to my problems. So if you are joining me for the first time, and this is day 5 of our 5-day challenge, don't worry about it. You can sign up in the link, and I will send you the recap page with all the videos and all the tasks from this week. And I hope you'll join me tomorrow, because I'm going to share more. It's going to be so awesome in the energy level, and We've already got 1,500 people signed up, so I'm really excited about it, because the more the merrier, and it's so much fun. And I will be sharing more about just my journey and the struggles that I went through, and then minimalism and how to be just very effective in decluttering, and my aha moment, which you guys will probably enjoy. I know there's a few people here that are in my course, and you already know what I'm talking about. So keep it to yourselves. It's kind of a funny one. And I'm excited to share it with you tomorrow. So I hope you join me live tomorrow at the webinar. And I will have a special on my course and that you won't want to miss. So be sure to check that out. And thanks so much for joining me this week. It's been so exciting to see you guys and all the interaction, and I've loved every bit of it. And this has made me realize that I need to do this more. I need to be on Facebook more because it's a lot of fun interacting with you guys, and I can do that. I can get on once a week and talk to you. That'd be a lot of fun. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.